Y'all, we live about an hour and a half down the road from the most wonderful, wonderful home of Vidalia onions that you've ever put in your mouth. The town of Vidalia, we're probably an hour and a half away from Vidalia, aren't we? And we are so fortunate to have these onions right here at our fingertips. And I'm hoping that if you live in California or you live in Maine, I'm hoping that your grocery store will bring in these wonderful onions. You know, they're only here for a short time. So for a while, all we eat is something that has onions in it. So I'm fixing to share with y'all a recipe that I have loved so much over the years, and it's a Vidalia onion pie. And I'm starting with 3 tablespoons of butter, and I've got 3 cups of sliced very thin onions, and we're gonna saute those until they're kind of a light brown. And that should take maybe 10 minutes. Shouldn't take long. So if you want to go get you something to drink, now's the time to do it. And but please come back. While we're waiting on our onions to brown, I'm gonna come on over here and I'm gonna mix up the custard part to our pie. Now this is 3 tablespoons of flour, and I'm gonna blend that with 2 eggs. Oh gosh, that looks like sunshine. In fact, Teresa, you haven't been over to Dogwood to see our paint, have you, since they started painting?
No, what's that, the yellow?
Aunt Peggy's bedroom is this color.
See, I like yellow.
Well, she loves yellow, so I said, by golly. The first go around, I had it painted a pale yellow, but I said, by dog, when she walks in, I want her to know.
It's called Sunshine on the Bay.
Sunshine on the Bay. Well, that name fits.
Sunshine on the Creek.
On the creek. Well, I'm so happy to be able to do that for her.
And you do definitely need sunglasses.
Yes. I mean, if you can't wake up happy in that room, ain't no hope for any of us.
I would never be able to go to bed.
Yeah, it's like you can't turn the lights off. Won't be long before I can take y'all on another tour. But I said next time, rather than trying to run through it so fast, I think I'll do a room at the time, so y'all can really, you know, if you're interested, get a good look at it. But it seems to be going so slow. So very slow. And I don't have to tell you that lumber, they're getting us on lumber prices right now. So,
What you putting into that dish, Paula?
okay, I'm putting 1.5 cups of sour cream. All right, I've got my 3 tablespoons of flour, my 2 eggs, and now 1.5 cups of sour cream. And now I'm gonna add I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of salt. So this is 1/2 teaspoon, so. And let's see how much. Well, it didn't call for pepper, but everything I cook, if I know there's gonna be no children eating it, I put pepper because Michael just adores pepper. All right, so now I'm gonna add my milk. And like I said, this is gonna be our custard.
Oh, I smell those onions.
I know, don't they smell good? You know, I wish there was some way that where we could preserve those Vidalia onions longer. But what I have done in the past, if I have run up on a great big huge bag from a farmer friend or something like that, I take pantyhose, old pantyhose, And I'll drop an onion in, tie it off, drop another onion in, tie it off, drop another onion in, tie it off, until I have used the whole pantyhose. Of course, I cut them in two because I don't need two legs. I put them in individual legs. And then you just want to keep those in a dark place, like your pantry or something like that. And that's about the best way I can advise you on how to keep up with these chunks of gold that we call Vidalia onions. And, but you know what?
Freeze them, Paula?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, you can buy frozen onion at the grocery store.
But could you
So-
freeze, like, if you specifically
You
wanted
could
your
chop
Vidalia?
them. You could
Okay.
chop them and freeze them, yes. And you would want to put them on a cookie sheet, spread them out on one layer, put them in a cookie sheet and freeze them, and then put them in your whatever container you're going to use to freeze your onions in. And it's like it's IQF. You can come in and just get you a handful at the time, you know, whatever you need. Okay, we still got a few minutes on this. But it won't be too much longer now. Oh, those onions smell heavenly. And the Vidalias, aren't they beginning to come in?
Yes.
I guess they are. We're using them. When Vidalias go out of season, I usually buy a Texas sweet, some big old sweet onions that come from Texas. And they're good, my Texan friends, but not quite as good as that Vidalia. If you want something good, take one of those Vidalia onions and quarter it and leave the root to it together. Don't cut the bottom of that. Quarter it and put beef bouillon in the center of that onion and a slice of butter in each quarter, and double wrap that with heavy duty foil and put it on the coals. And it is so good along with a steak.
I think we tried that in the air fryer too, and it turned out really, really nice.
Yeah, it worked, didn't it?
Yeah.
Now my cousin Don Hires, he bakes a lot of his off just in his regular oven because I don't think he fools around with any kind of charcoal grill or anything. So that will work. Any way you can get heat to it. But they are especially good on that, sitting right on those charcoal briquettes. And when they're brown, this is just a wonderful looking custard that's gonna make this a really, really fine pie. And then I've got a little bacon here that's I'm just gonna sprinkle on top for garnish when it comes out of the oven. But we're gonna bake this at 325. Let's see, for how long? 30 minutes, about 30 minutes. And we're using just frozen pie crust. Those onions are gonna be so good, you're not even gonna pay attention that you're using a store-bought frozen pie crust.
And you already baked it.
Yes, it's already been baked off. And if you don't like these kind, I think my favorite is a refrigerated pie crust, you know, where you can put them in your own dish. Eddie, you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yep.
It comes with 2 already rolled out pie crust. Those are so good. And they make wonderful fried pies too. Y'all, I can't resist. These onions are so good. I mean, just like this. They're so sweet and full of so much flavor. And you know what? I could sit down and eat a plate of this along with sliced tomatoes and be a happy, happy girl. think I was eating like a queen. All right. So they are brown. They're light golden brown. And I guess they were on 10, 12 minutes, right, Eddie, you think?
Mm-hmm.
So just want to spread those out evenly. And then I'm going to ladle this over the onions. I just feel like it gives me a little bit better control. Do y'all hear those machines out there? Bobby is having all of his trees trimmed because there's a ton of oak trees out there, and those rotten limbs, they can break and fall down before you even realize it, before you even hear it cracking. So that's what they're doing outside. If you hear that noise, I'm gonna just take my fork and kind of stir those around so I can see just how much custard I can get in there. Oh my gosh, I still got custard left. I can't stand it.
Yeah, it probably needed a deep dish.
It did need a deep dish.
It is a deep dish.
No, I don't think so.
That's what it called itself.
I don't think so. No, that's not a deep dish. Okay, here we go. In the oven, 325 for 30 minutes. Look what's fresh out of the oven, y'all.
It's pretty.
Our Vidalia Onion Pie. Now, where did our bacon go? I had some bacon.
And I probably moved it.
Go on the top of it for garnish.
It looks artsy.
Doesn't it look artsy? I don't want to put too much bacon on it because I like the way it kind of just looks like that. All right, usually this tin foil gets cool almost immediately, doesn't it? All right, not a drop got on this, so that's great. Just put it over there and wait for it to cool off. And this is nice and firm, y'all. And I know that I have shown y'all a nice way to get that first piece of pie out, because usually trying to get that first piece of pie out, just it's ruined. You might as well just eat it because. So I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna snip my pie plate, and this is gonna be about the size I want this piece, like this. Oh, thank you, Teresa.
I'm trying to be helpful, not just
Thank
making
you,
noise.
thank you, thank you. And this is a wonderful side dish, y'all, for so many things. Now you just pull that piece of tin foil down like that, and let's see, this is the first piece, so I'm gonna slice through right there, and then I'm gonna slice this side right over here. Now you may still have a little ugly, but it won't be as ugly as it could have been. Maybe it could. Maybe it could be. This needs to sit for about 10 minutes for it to lose some of its heat, but you know I'm not waiting 10 minutes. See, so that's nice and clean. after it cools, it'll come out perfect. Usually it doesn't look that bad, does it? Usually that first piece usually looks better. But my impatience, my lack of waiting patience, I'm short on them. So,
Good brunch.
I hadn't fixed a wonderful brunch, a ladies' brunch for a shower, or if you're having the ladies over for bridge. I don't know if anybody does that anymore or not. It's been 100 years since I've done it. This is so very good. It's wonderful with a steak if you're having company, and you could put this in individual tart shells, so that everybody would have their own, and you wouldn't have to worry about cutting it and it looking perfect. You could do it that way. It would be wonderful with fried chicken, and it would be wonderful with a cup of coffee and a slice of Vidalia onion pie. Now here's the only thing. It's been so many years since I've made this. Now this is the only thing that I would recommend to y'all. I wouldn't cut your onions in like onion rings, because they're hard to, they were hard to cut. So I would chop mine. And that's about the only thing I would do differently. Like I said, I've been making it for years, but it's been so long. But I just would not cut these in rings, because that's what you're gonna have. But it's delicious. Delicious. Just dice up those Vidalia onions, y'all. Love and best dishes. Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button, as well as the notification bell, to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.